Oh, we're back to this.
Back to the roots.
All right.
I have to research for the new one.
Welcome to the Dan, Anton, and Brad Show.
I'm feeling it, dude. The more I hear it, the better it gets.
Yeah, I like it too.
Welcome
It's
to
groovy.
It is groovy, especially with your sultry voice. Thank you for introing that beautiful song for us, Brad.
Although I forgot that we're the closing crew now, so
What did you say we were?
I just said the Brad, Anton, Dan Show.
Oh, okay.
That's, that sounds good too.
Yeah, that's fine too. Whatever. We are the closing crew, though. This is episode number
12.
We're not 12. Wait, what
Five.
are we?
Number five.
We are number 5, and we are Bay Area real estate agents. I am joined with Mr. Brad,
Anton.
Mr. Anton, and myself, Dan, and we serve the South Bay Area. So
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, that's right. All things real estate.
Yeah.
So real estate agents by trade, but also do some investing as well.
That's right.
Gentlemen, how are you guys doing today?
Doing good, man.
Yeah.
A little gloomy outside, but not too bad.
Yeah, dude.
But we need it. Everyone always says we need the rain, so.
Yeah. I think that's like a Bay Area person thing to say.
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
Every time it rains, everybody's all, that's like the go-to. It's like, yeah, we really needed this rain.
I know.
I think half my life here, we've been in a drought, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think when I just arrived in the US, like 2013, I remember someone was telling me like, oh, it was a drought like for 8 years. Like
Right.
no
Yeah.
rain for 8 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Like wow, but that's crazy.
Crazy,
But
yeah.
but now it's like raining every winter. Like I mean, 2
Yeah.
days ago was
That's
like
true.
a crazy storm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it would rain in those 8 years, just not much.
Oh, just
you know?
not much?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like a drought. So like if you're in a quote unquote drought for 8 years, isn't that just like the norm?
Mm. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like
don't-
because you wouldn't go to like Abu Dhabi and be like,
Right.
oh man, we've been in a drought for 5,000 years.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah, but still 8 years is, I don't know, maybe if it went beyond 10, then you can kind of say it's the norm.
yeah. Yeah. Dude, the rain has been following us wherever we go.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
know.
Right.
Yeah, we went to Hawaii and it was a monsoon there, dude.
I know. It was
Like straight
crazy.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
know what happened to the penthouse actually?
No.
Like following day, like
And we're
Lauren,
talking
Lauren
about
was telling
Anton's
us.
penthouse.
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, thanks God! I went there to pick up some handles."
Yeah.
So somehow,
Wait, sorry. Just for context. So Anton has a penthouse, amazing, beautiful penthouse, none like ever been seen before. Oh my goodness, in Hawaii. And Lauren is
yeah, she's
his
helping
maid.
No,
Yeah.
no, you talking? If she see that,
I mean,
she's helping me managing the Airbnbs there.
Oh,
like,
she's a
when
manager.
I'm not there.
Okay, good.
Like I mean, she's like helping cleaning them and like. run
I didn't
some
know she was
errands, yeah.
managing it. I thought she was just like cleaning it.
She's
Yeah, I don't know if maid is derogatory.
Well,
I don't
It is
mean
pretty
that.
derogatory.
No, oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't
Dan's
mean
getting
it
canceled.
like that. Oh, jeez. That I didn't. I have no hate in my heart. Lauren's actually amazing. She was really cool.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. go ahead.
So she went there, and then like somehow because of that wind, one of the patio door got open, and like so much water just got flooded in. Like
Yeah.
the whole kitchen was underwater, and I was like, oh my gosh. She sent me pictures. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. So yeah, but she cleaned it up and then asked her like to check in a couple days again, and it was fine. But then one of the ceiling portion in the kitchen got leak. So I think it's like a building roof.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I already reported, so they will need to fix it, or maybe some kind of like a hair crack in on the roof.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Huh.
yeah, so the ceiling got like like regular pop,
Yeah.
the
But-
regular leak on the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, according to the locals, they're like, "Oh, brother, we never seen so much rain, huh?" Like it was really
Yeah, it was bad.
like
man.
not normal.
I mean, no, it was
like a
It was
monsoon.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for letting me stay in your place too.
Oh yeah, of course. How you like it?
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Your place is it's like a 5-star hotel, dude.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
nice.
great. Actually,
Good.
I got you a Viking battle axe as a token of gratitude, but it's delayed, so I think it's arriving in my house tomorrow. But, yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm glad you like it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of part of the experience. Yeah, like when you do Airbnb, it has like once you walk in, it has to be like
it's so good.
experience basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and
So-
that actual building, Speaking of HOAs, that building has a new HOA manager too.
Yeah, exactly. Todd. Yeah, his name is Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he live there?
Yeah, he's from Hawaii. Yeah. So
Okay.
I think I talked to him a little bit. He managed another building, and I think because the prior manager, he was just retiring. He was just old.
Is he like Hawaiian, or is he like?
His
think
last
he's
name is Japanese.
Japanese,
Yeah,
yeah.
last name is Japanese.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
He's like Ula from 50 First Dates
Yeah.
with like a dead eye.
I mean, he seems nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, dude. Hawaii is a beautiful place. Probably my favorite place in the world. I feel more connected to the Hawaiian people and Hawaiian energy than I do to Japanese people.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that aloha spirit.
Yeah.
Dude, if I'm there for more than like a week, dude, I start talking pidgin. Yeah. I become one of the locals, huh? You know?
I think you could definitely, if you talk like this. Then
Yeah, dude. I
I get
get
it down, dude.
because when I get tan too, I get super dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've
I'd be
never
like,
seen you tan actually.
how's it, brother? Yeah, because I'm never outside anymore.
Yeah.
I'm always just like office
I hear you.
gnome. It's like, in a
Cubicle.
cave.
With
Not
that
getting-
scowl on your face.
Yeah. Be like, would you like to buy or sell your home? But anyways. All right, guys. So today's topic is HOAs, otherwise known as HOAs. How do you guys feel about? How about this? Why don't we break down what an HOA is for people that don't have a lot of experience with HOAs?
Sounds good.
Who would like to go? Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So, in general, to keep it simple, you have single family homes, right? And then you also have townhomes and condos. Townhomes and condos are what are called condo land use. So they're kind of clumped in together. If you think about it like that, nice,
So
crispy, dude,
satisfying.
crispy. So if you buy a townhouse or a townhouse or a condo, then you are not technically buying the land. You're kind of more buying the right to use a percentage of the condo
Space.
land. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Am I explaining it
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's managing that condo building or land, right, is the HOA.
The evil empire.
The evil empire, yeah. Big brother, dude. You know? It's like, hey, you can't and they enforce the rules and stuff. So it's like you can't paint your door like that.
Yeah.
Or like, they're usually the people on the board of the HOA managing the HOA are usually people that live there as well. And sometimes they get very bored, and sometimes they like to overstep or how do you say this nicely? Sometimes they're just jerks.
Yeah. Sometimes
You know what I
a
mean?
big brother.
Yeah, they just want to feel more powerful, I guess.
Yeah.
And they just start getting
100%.
Yeah.
Like power tripping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not to say like that's not all HOA boards, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, HOAs do have a bad rap, right?
Yeah. I think it's twofold, right? I think you
Mhm.
get the HOA board,
Yeah.
which, can be a cast of characters sometimes. But then you get the HOA management company. And I think based on our own experiences with HOA management companies, it's a nightmare to deal with them. Right?
Terrible. Terrible.
So maybe it's because they don't like working with realtors, but in general, like anytime we have clients or lenders that need information from an HOA management company, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
It's so painful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember I had an issue with an HOA, and then they weren't very responsive, so I just showed up at their office.
Oh man. Yeah.
And then, it was one of those things where, you guys know what it is. It's off of Bascom in San Jose.
Yeah.
Near Campbell. But anyways, they were ignoring me. And then somebody, somebody either was going in or out of the office. So I just kind of snuck in behind them and went into the office. And they're just like,
James Bond style.
yeah, dude. Like they were just on their phones, on the internet, eating fast food. I was like,
Oh my god.
man, I just want to yeah.
Yeah, most of the management companies, they handle dozens of HOAs, right? Dozens of communities.
Yeah.
And then I always feel like, at least with the people that we end up working with as realtors, it's a revolving door of people that come in and out of the HOA management company.
Dude, I'm always dealing with the same lady.
Are you?
Yeah, I've dealt with this lady. Like, yeah, we're like arch enemies.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
gonna name
Okay.
drop her, but I've had 4 or 5 run-ins with her,
Oh.
and one of them was like a screaming match in the parking lot.
Jeez Louise.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's terrible.
which place is that? The next to the airport?
Yeah, I don't want to get too
okay,
specific,
okay.
you know,
Okay, okay.
but yeah, it was just because just the timeliness,
Yeah.
you know, it's like they've had multiple like opportunities to make it right, and it's
Right.
really easy, but for some reason, they just weren't.
what's the main issue? I'm just curious. So just like a timing, like you just want to have like this HOA package for
Yeah, there's just like
for-
no sense of
for-
urgency,
for loan, and then they cannot provide it.
right? And like, you know, in the real estate business, like timelines are everything.
Okay.
So that's why you need a real estate agent that has your back and will fight for you and make sure that escrow closes on time, right?
Exactly.
And that's what, you know, that's part of it.
Yeah.
You know, it can come down to playing hardball in the parking lot at times.
Yeah, usually when I communicate with an HOA management company, I'm looping in my client. And sometimes that helps, but
Interesting.
not all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I try to shield them from it.
Yeah.
But because it can get frustrating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're like objectively just like, okay, come on,
Yeah.
just do your job.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think every time when you like work on the loan and then HOA is involved, and then you follow up with the loan officer, and they're like, "Oh, there's one less piece. We're just
Right.
waiting for the HOA documents."
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Right.
so it's I think it's one of the last piece like what is usually.
And it's such a joke
Holding.
too, because when you go to sell your home, right, and you have an HOA, you have to pay for the HOA docs, which is usually like $450.
yeah, that's true.
But then after that, it's like if you need anything additional, forget about it, right?
Mhm.
Nowadays, what I've noticed last couple of years is HOAs are starting to charge a move-in fee. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, right?
Yeah.
So I had Miraval is a complex in Santa Clara in Rivermark off of Lick Mill.
Yep.
I had some clients that were renting out their place, and the tenants were trying to move in. $150 move-in fee, and they could only move in during the weekday, during set hours. So couldn't move it during the weekend, right?
yeah.
Had to do it during the middle of the work week.
Yeah.
And then it was $150, and somebody at the HOA management company or HOA within the complex had to be there to kind of supervise the move-in.
Supervise what?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is they never even showed up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Like
such a joke.
if it was 150, like, so for me, right, these kind of fees, I'm not against fees, right? Sometimes they're necessary, you know? And it's, you kind of have to run a HOA like a business. Like, I understand that.
Yeah.
But some of these fees there's no reason.
Nope.
Right? So it's like $150 for nothing,
Right.
just for them to just take it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah. And then, in situations like that too, I feel like with the HOA board, since they're not having to pay that $150, they'll probably, when the HOA management company proposes something like that to them, they're probably like, oh yeah, okay, it's fine. As long as we don't have to pay.
Right.
But it's just another way of that HOA
Yeah.
management company, making more money. It's ridiculous.
One thing too, for the listeners out there, just as a quick tip, right? Obviously, you don't want to be ruffling too many feathers all the time because you have to live with these people, right? But you can push back. Like, there's I think sometimes HOAs are given too much respect. Like, I had a client where they tried to charge her like a fee because they said that she damaged the elevator
Oh man,
on the move out.
Elevator is always a big deal.
Yeah. And then like I just remember just being like, "What? Where's the proof?"
Yeah.
And I swear I've seen like that. It's like that elevator's been around forever. You know what I mean? It's not like this nice, fresh, sexy new elevator.
Yeah.
That thing's been like busted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they're just like, "Oh yeah, we should. We're gonna go after these people."
Oh my god.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, you busted the elevator. You need to pay like $1,000 whatever dollars to repair it." And then she was like, "No," and I was like, "Prove it." And then we never heard from them again. So that kind of like makes me think like, oh man, how many times have they pulled this on people?
yeah.
Right?
Oh, I mean, the elevator is. I actually just had recently like an elevator issue. So this new manager Todd.
Oh, in Hawaii.
So yeah, in Hawaii. So
Yeah.
I was waiting for the furniture delivery. So I think like 4 weeks. So and then the delivery guy is calling me, and then he's like, "Hey, so we cannot deliver. So we're here at the location, but we cannot deliver." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, the manager declined the delivery." I'm like, "What do you mean declined the delivery?" So he's like, "Yeah, he said you have to inform him like 2 hours in advance." I'm like, what do you mean? So I'm like, "Okay, so please don't leave now. Like, let me call him." So I'm calling him back, and I'm like, "Hey, what is going on? Like, I've been waiting 4 weeks for that delivery. It's like, what's the problem?" He's like, "Oh yeah, so you have to let me know like at least 2 hours in advance. I thought you knew that." I'm like,
Where is
yeah,
it written?
"Yeah, no, but I'm like, yeah, but this is just like a boxes. Like if UPS come to you, like they're not gonna let you know
Right.
like 2 hours in advance that they're coming.
Yeah.
But it's just like a boxes,
Right.
like that they're gonna put in the elevator." He's like, "Yeah, but we have to cover the elevator, so there are no damages or anything." I'm like, "But those are just boxes, like
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay, can you just like really quick like put those covers for the elevator so they can still deliver?" He's like, "Oh, okay, so let me see what I can do." So he called me back, I think like in 20 minutes, and I'm calling back delivery guy. He's like, "Hey, he's gonna cover it right now. Can you please do not like leave, because I'm pretty sure you guys allocated at least 2 hours because it was delivery plus assembly." He's like, "Okay, so we can wait 15 minutes." I'm like, "Okay." So then the manager is calling me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so is everything ready so they can deliver?" So I'm calling this guy back, and he's gone.
Oh.
He's not even picking
Yeah.
up. I'm like, and I'm texting him. I was like, "Hey, can you at least let me know yes or no?" He's like, "Oh, sorry, I left." So and like I mean, and I also don't understand like he saw it's just the boxes. Like I mean,
Right.
so I mean, I guess in this case he's a new guy now. Maybe he's trying to make a point or something. Like So I mean,
Ooh, Todd?
yeah.
How
yeah.
old is Todd?
Maybe 45,
Yeah.
like somewhere
He's
there.
like roughly my age.
Yeah, so like
Really nice guy. I
mid 40s.
met
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
he's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to follow the rules. He's like, "Oh, it's like I guess he finished reading the whole policy book or something, like house rules of the building,
Yeah.
and now he's kind of like enforcing it." But I mean, yeah, the elevator, like that was the issue, the elevator. So now I have to reschedule this delivery just because
Oh,
of the
man.
small little thing. It's
Right.
like it's kind of annoying in that case. Like
Yeah.
with HOA.
I had
Bureaucracy.
I had clients that bought a condo in downtown Campbell, and the HOA required them to take photos of the elevator, the inside of it, before and after.
Is it above a keys? That
Yeah,
building?
yeah.
yeah.
And it's
That was
like,
my first deal actually in that
oh,
building.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, I mean, how do you know that the photos aren't from like
Right.
months ago or whatever, right? Like, there's no way for them to really know. But it just seems so ridiculous. But they did require, the blankets to put on within the elevator so that it wouldn't get damaged.
Oh, I see.
But the one for you in marine surf in Hawaii, I mean, that's an old ass elevator too.
I know. I mean, have you seen sometimes that you put these blankets
yeah.
like on the right
Yeah,
hand
and they
side?
put wood
Yeah.
on the floor.
But I would like imagine, okay, if it's like a construction materials, like
Yeah.
some like a sharp metal or like a 2x4 or something.
Sure.
Like you can knock it out something or scratch.
Right.
But if it's just boxes, because like they have UPS or like a USPS coming every day, and they're also bringing boxes inside the elevator, they're not covering that. So like, and I guess like when I make this argument, he's like, okay.
Right. You know what? The kryptonite of HOAs, right, is actually logic.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Anything
like,
that makes sense, they're allergic to.
And attorneys.
We can't handle this.
yeah, but I mean, they love following this rule, like house rules. He mentioned this a couple times, and like, yeah, but you should know the house rules.
Oh my god, it's like, dude, everybody just relax.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
chill out.
I mean, HOAs are okay. So we've ragged on HOAs. I think it's too easy to rag on HOAs. It's kind of like punching down, But what are the benefits of HOAs? Like, why should we've talked? Like, everybody hears all the negative stuff about HOAs, but for a new buyer looking into purchasing a townhome or a condo, how can a HOA actually benefit them?
I think it's maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
like
right.
I mean, they definitely take care of like a garden or
Absolutely.
like a common area.
Mm-hmm.
Like a painting, and make sure everything is working, everything looks nice.
Yep.
I mean, in my case, actually, I mean, one time it happens. So we had a clog in the drainage in one of the units, and it was actually between two units.
It's after Anton ate a Loco Moco.
Yeah, so so I had to like hire a plumber who could figure it out what's the issue is. So they had to like cut the whole wall open in the bathroom and cut the like main drainage pipe, like large one, in half, and then everything was completely clogged.
Wow.
So I showed this to HOA and I let them know, like, I mean, look at this, that was behind the wall. I mean, I don't think so, it's my responsibility. And then they actually offered in too, like, oh, okay, yeah, so we're gonna cover for those expenses, you know, because it's like it's part of the building.
Yep.
So I mean, in this case, I mean, it's kind of nice, you know, that they covered that cost. So you know, and it was not like on the owner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the benefits, because I lived in an HOA. Our second home that we bought was in an HOA community, single family homes. The nice thing is, you know, your neighbors generally can't like paint their house like a hideous color, right? It has to be consistent. I know there's some negatives about that. Obviously, I think not everyone likes to have like uniform colors, but at the same time, I've had neighbors near us where they painted their house just a hideous color that was like a complete eyesore, you know? And so,
well, why can't people express themselves, Brad? Why does everybody have to comply?
Man, when you're driving by or walking by a house like that, let me tell you, it's kind of painful.
What color was it? Pink?
It was like the house I'm talking about is like a Smurf blue color.
Oh,
I think they were from like, I don't know, like
Hawaii.
Hey, don't talk about my people like that.
Like it was like a Scandinavian kind of.
Oh, hey, don't talk about his people like that.
But it was hideous. Like a lot of the neighbors, some of the neighbors got a little bit too upset about it. But
wait, and it was part of HOA?
That wasn't. No.
Oh, that.
But okay. The community that I used to live in, where the HOA. It was nice because you didn't have to worry about neighbors doing that, and if they did, then the HOA would be on top of it.
Yeah, I guess it's pros and cons. Actually, there's another story with the paint too. So when I remodeled one of two condos, so we tried to match the entrance door.
Oh yeah,
and then we painted like a little bit off color, and then they actually called me for that. They're like, "Hey, so your door's actually not matching other doors."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, just give me the paint code. We tried to match it. It didn't work out. Just give me the paint code and I fix it right away. He's like,
you don't know.
We don't know the paint code. I'm like, what do you mean?
It's so stupid.
So they're like, so he's like, okay, let me do the research and they get back to you.
Oh my God.
And he's like, so he's calling me back. He's like, oh, so actually those are laminated. We have to re-laminate the whole door.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, are you kidding me? He's like, I'm like, okay. I mean, send the guy. So he sent the guy and then the guy came and he's like, oh yeah, looks like the doors are too old, so we cannot relaminate, so it's not gonna stick. I'm like, so what now? He's like, oh, we have to replace the whole door.
What?
I'm still waiting for it, so it's still in process. But I mean,
what a
you just gotta let that one go.
Yeah. So I think it's already like more than a year, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I bet like maybe eventually Todd's gonna come back to me.
How dumb do you have to how dumb do you feel calling somebody? Okay, let's role play. I'm the HOA, right? Hey, Anton, are you having a good day? I don't care. Your door is not matching the other doors, and it's off by a gradient. So you must change it because the kids are crying. It's offending everybody. Actually, you know what? You have a racist door. You must fix it. Like, how stupid is that? You know,
that happened to us too in that HOA community. We moved out and they dinged us on the door. We had to have it repainted, but we did paint it like a totally different color than.
See, that's on you.
Yeah. So understandable.
Was it Smurf blue?
No.
Was it? Oh my God, you were the guy.
It was black.
Yeah. Okay.
A cool black matte color.
Nice.
You painted your door black?
Yeah.
Okay. Questionable, but okay.
You'd have to see the style.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Yeah. No, I trust you. Yeah, it's just wild. In general,
I think it's just maintenance. Yeah, maintenance, and then they're making sure like everyone following the rules.
It's so funny because like we were like, okay, let's say something positive about HOAs, and we were right back to like, you know what, F those guys, like they're worthless, they don't know what they're doing.
Dude, I used to serve on that same community. I served on the board, dude, for 1 year. It was a fucking nightmare.
Can you give us? Were you ever a dick?
No, dude.
Oh, okay.
I mean, literally, my role was like vice president. We would just have board meetings or whatever.
Brad as a vice
Yeah.
president on
Dude,
the board of HOA.
let me tell you, man. Because there'd be some people in that community that just, they knew the rules with, more than anyone on the board did.
That's so crazy.
And-
That's what a terrible thing to specialize in.
Yeah. And I would be walking my dog or walking the kids, and it was always the two same people. They would literally stop me once in a while and say, hey, just so you know, that house down the corner, the sprinklers are, not spraying right. Or,
Oh my God.
just little
I
things
can
like that,
That's
I'm
probably a
like,
nightmare.
you could just submit a request on the website. You don't need to tell me all the time, So after that year, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Dude, I don't even know
I
why
bet.
you would do that in the first
What
place.
was-
That's
So
crazy.
it was for networking,
Yeah.
right? Like
Okay.
I was trying to establish myself within that community as a
Yeah.
realtor. I
And
think
you're
a
like-
lot of realtors. I would guarantee you that 50% of HOA boards are occupied by realtors or lenders.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what was the most funniest complaint you received in the year?
Literally, that I think the sprinkler thing, because
Yeah.
he kept bringing it up to me.
Oh my God. Every time he saw
yeah,
it? Oh
yeah,
my
it
God.
was,
That's
and
Was it wasting water?
not really, man. It was just spraying kind of on the sidewalk or whatever, and and it was managed. The landscaping was managed by a huge landscaping company that does dozens of HOAs as well too. So like, got to put in a request, and it could take a while.
Right.
But he was so focused on that. It was like,
I think I got lost in the sauce. Man. But yeah, so in general though, HOAs are good for protecting value, right? And at least they serve as at least like a point of contact for anything that's gone wrong, at least.
Yeah.
Right. So that's good. I would say for new home buyers too, when looking at an HOA, you can't really choose who manages it. That changes. But one of the most important things is like how healthy the budget is.
Yep.
So because if an HOA doesn't have enough money to do, paint the houses Smurf blue, or do fix the plumbing and stuff, then you could have been screwed, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so those are the pros and cons of HOAs,
more
otherwise
con-
known as
more
HOAs.
cons,
Yeah.
more cons than pros.
Yeah, it's I think it's just because when this is gonna be divisive, but it's kind of like presidents, right? It's like the people that really want to be president. It's like, why do you want to be president? It's like an ego thing, maybe. I don't know. Like, who would want that much responsibility, right?
Mhm.
And then obviously this doesn't apply to everybody and all HOAs, but I see the negatives of HOAs, and usually it's somebody that's retired or has a chip on their shoulder or something like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you guys want to add anything to that? Any
That's
kind
funny.
of political stances or?
Actually, in Marine Surf, the previous manager,
Mhm.
he was the manager since he told me 1976.
That Harold
Whoa.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I bet he was good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
a cool guy. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
there, I think, when it was actual hotel, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He
Is it in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're talking about that
same
building?
building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
same-
okay.
yeah. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
It was impressive. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and
See-
I asked him why, and he said like, yeah, if you find something that you like, you just stay there.
Yeah.
Dude, I like
Especially in
that.
Hawaii, man.
Yeah.
See?
Jeez.
See, we need more heralds. Then
Yeah.
HOAs wouldn't
He
get
was a
such a
good
bad
guy.
Yeah,
rap.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a good guy for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Now you get Todd.
You get Todd.
It's like, oh, you got boxes coming? You need to let me know.
Yeah.
20 minutes in advance.
Hopefully Todd
Just
does not
kidding.
listen to this.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, Todd. Just kidding.
Anton's unit number 5.
yeah. All right, guys.
He knows.
Yeah, cool. So let's wrap it up. Let's call it another one for the books.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's sign off. Signing off.